hanging out with me today, fresh off of Lightbox Expo, is my buddy Cam Turner.
Hey everyone.
Awesome concept artist, among other things. My gosh, you're an actor, you're a dungeon master, you're all the things. And I can't wait to share with you and all of you watching, we are gonna take a tour of the Art Center College of Design. This is where I went to school, and this campus is awesome. If you look around, oh my gosh, we are on top of a mountain, yet built over a valley. The inspiration here is amazing. I just absolutely, the inspiration here is just awesome. I can't wait. Come on inside. We got to check this out. This area right here is this is transportation design, environmental design. They do everything from working with clay to digital to traditional with the markers and everything. It's really wild how they have all of this set up. We'll be able to get a peek, but we have to obviously not be very invasive. We'll go downstairs too. We'll go downstairs on the way back, maybe. We'll take a peek. Actually, we'll go downstairs up here. So this is, they have like different shops. Trying to think, some of this has been moved around since I've been here last, but you can see we're working with different materials and stuff here. Photo and video. Now, if this looks familiar, this area, this is actually where they filmed Escape from New York. You've ever seen Escape from New York with Kurt Russell? This is where they filmed the prison, down here. Take a right here. So in the movie Escape from New York, all of these lockers are actually made to look like the prison cells, and all the prisoners are kind of standing in between these lockers. It's pretty wild because it totally looks like a futuristic prison. Kind of felt like it too when I was a student. Lots of lights, lots of setups. Editing suites. Force build.
Oh, yeah, right out of the future.
I don't know if we can get back in. We can get back in, right? It'd be weird if we couldn't get back in, but just in case. Take a look real, I'll hold the doors. Take a look real quick at that awesome view. It's inspiring, right?
It really is. Look at that. Looks like a set of a movie already. Like a prison escape.
So one of the reasons I wanted to go here is all of my favorite artists growing up went to this school. Now, it wasn't always at this campus because it was somewhere else before this, but Drew Struzan,
Oh, yeah.
John Alvin, and then concept artists like Ralph McQuarrie, also the godfather of industrial design, Syd Mead, right? So very, very cool. Nice, they got the catwalk all the way up and around. And they got the nice spray foam to help with the sound, and then the what do they call that, James? You would know.
Oh,
With
infinity
the
wall.
Infinity wall, all the way around. It's very nice, very cool. Christmas classic. All right, there's more, but we'll head up. So it was interesting because I took, obviously I was in the illustration department, so I actually took a lot of film classes because of my interest in storytelling, and whenever I was able to have an elective, I always took industrial design classes, like here's transportation design, and it was neat because I made friends real easy because I was always asking them, how do you draw cars? How do you draw robots? How do you draw man-made things? Because I was awful at it. And they would say, if you can show me how to draw people, I will show you how to draw robots and cars and everything else, because they were always awful at drawing people, but amazing at drawing anything futuristic and all the things. Like, look at this one right here. Look at that Kia. Dude, I would love that. That is so rad.
Batman wishes.
All kinds of experimental. Hello. Are we allowed to walk through? Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, that's cool.
I love that.
Nice, and you can see here how they designed it all and did a 3D version, but they also have a physical one you can look at.
Interesting.
So here's some different product design. Lots of cool things. I love this. It looks like they created an entire game called Labor Maze.
Oh yeah. Game design.
That's fun.
Meow ball.
It's nice when you look at some of this stuff. So this is obviously just the regular design area, like print design and web design. And I gotta say, when you look at these posters, those are nice. Like, I feel like this isn't just like student work. This is like next level. Like, this is cream of the crop. This is like, they're really taking a look at color and it's neat here. These, you can tell, these are designed. It's like they could be both print and, I'm assuming, web. Because it seems like maybe you would scroll, or maybe it's, what's the word for it? When it could be on a phone, but also an iPad and also a website.
Mobile optimization.
Mobile.
Not just mobile, but it starts with a P. It's not progressive. It's, oh my gosh, what's the word?
I'm blanking on the
I'm
terminology.
blanking on it. It'll come to me. But anyway, come on, there's more. Gosh, what is that word? Responsive. That's the word. It's not a P, it's an R.
I was gonna say that's
So here's, dude, that's Hereditary. You ever see Hereditary?
no.
You recognize it. So this is, some of this is the illustration department. So here's where I'm a little on the illustration department. Because when I was a student here, I wanted to go into illustration. I wanted to illustrate for Star Wars and for all the things, right? But their illustration department here, especially during the time I was here, they're a lot more experimental, a lot more edgy, a lot more editorial, a lot more, well, I wanted to work. I wanted to make money with what I do. So you tell me, like, not that there's anything wrong with this, but James, take a look here. I would have to wonder, is that really the best of what they have at this premier art school? What about this? Is that the best? I don't know. Like, this is neat.
That's third term too.
Yeah, this is neat right here. It's fun. And some of it, like, I get. But then, like, okay, dude. Like, okay. Okay, this is term 6, by the way.
Maybe it's just that style. I mean, if the fundamentals are there, I don't know. I am not an art
And
teacher.
sometimes it's like the point is communication, and so sometimes the point is to make it look like a kid drew it, because it evokes a certain kind of thing.
Playing around with different colors.
Mm-hmm.
To portray like a certain mood.
Like, I want to say that's a cat.
It's funky.
It's expressive.
So then, like, I feel like, okay, like this here, like this is, it's a neat style, but like,
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go on.
in the world of comics, like, this probably wouldn't be considered.
Well, there's a lot of different experimental styles being used nowadays, especially with the popularization of webcomics.
Comics come in a lot of artistic styles now, I'll tell you that
That's
much.
true. I'm not knocking the style. I mean, I'm kind of knocking the level. Not that it's not the style, it's not the simplicity, but clearly you can kind of tell the proportions. Also, instead of utilizing over the shoulder and like really good cinematic conversation things, it's just people from sideways. I'm talking to you this way. I'm gonna answer you this way, you know, and just like
It is very basic composition, I would say, for a comic. For sure.
basic is the perfect way that I would maybe describe
Whoa, 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 Cam. Is that cracking dice on your shirt?
It is cracking dice on
I
the shirt.
love cracking dice. Oh man, I got my like glowy blue set. It was from their Pathogen collection.
Yes, I remember that set. That was a very good set.
Calcifer. And that, you ever see Howl's Moving Castle?
Oh yeah.
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 Very fluid and you can say I have good line
I would agree.
confidence.
Simplistic, for sure. Absolutely. Okay, so here's some more stuff.
Love it.
That's adorable.
Oh yeah.
Dude, is that a futuristic dustbuster?
Maybe, but that's the donut that I would have for breakfast. Let's really look at this donut, Cam.
One of the story about how this picture going. Oh, that's where they go.
Slow the shutter speed.
Hey girl, hey.
I like the picture. It's life on the wild side, even though that's probably not the case.
That's fun.
That is fun.
Okay, so here we go. Here's Cam's world now. I love that. Oh, where did it go?
I love this too.
That's cool,
Yeah, so
too.
this is definitely
This is totally your style.
in my line, yeah.
So this is term 5, entertainment design. Super cool. This looks like a card game that they made called Chase.
Interesting.
I like that packaging. Look at that. Look at that foiling.
I've been looking at artwork all day, so seeing more of this is definitely getting me fired up.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. James, look at those pants.
The world building, the character design.
I'd wear those
Yeah,
pants.
that's
language.
cool. So this is concept art for video games. Oh, that's interesting. With the
Oh, I just saw
bubble.
the scaling.
Oh, that's cool. That's wicked. So this is wild. So this is a whole new area now called entertainment design. So it's everything you could kind of think, where it's comic books, games, obviously film, TV, toy design.
Definitely love with all the character sheets and the environmental pieces.
It's really cool.
It's inspiring.
Yeah. That's wild. Yeah. And you know, they still do a blend of traditional digital, learning the chops, and you know, it's not really about what program specifically did you use, but just what's the end result? How does it look? It doesn't really matter. Did you use Adobe?
Doesn't matter what you use nowadays. Actually, while I was at Lightbot, that's interesting. Reminds me of Wars Artist. There was like a web-based art program you can just go to. I'm trying to remember the name of it. But they have pulled me aside and let me use it on like an iPad, and it's like you're running a mill sketchbook, Photoshop, but all on a web browser. And the browsers were really responsive too.
Yeah.
Pretty nice. What was the name of that? I'll send you the because I got this sticker.
Was there any talk or sneak peeks at Procreate Dreams?
Oh, they had a huge booth.
Really?
Yeah,
For
they
the
let
new
me use it.
anime, the new really Dreams?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm so jealous. I can't wait to check that out.
Yeah, it definitely makes me want to. Well, I'm not an animator, but maybe one day, you know, never say never.
It just looks like it's easier than it's ever been. So this is the fine art area, which strangely enough, this almost seems more illustration than.
Yeah, I was just gonna say like that.
But this is fine art, so you get all kinds of interesting things. And there's lots of different things that you
There's definitely a hood you would see like a rain or a comes
Yeah, it's like something Bredge would wear.
Looks like. I wonder if those shades are like glowing in dark.
Interesting. Well, there's more to check out. Come on. So here's more transportation design, which we saw. So this is kind of a cool thing that they do to save time and to make sure everything is symmetrical. What they do for a lot of these is they only build half of the vehicle and then they put it up against a mirror. James, check this out. So these, instead of building the whole vehicle, they just build half of it, stick it to a mirror, and then it's perfectly symmetrical any angle that you look at it. I don't really like to look at it.
Would you look at that? Would you just look at that?
Look at that. They have 3D printers now. I wonder.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they dip into some of that.
I'm gonna have to fit it in Blender in my schedule for this stuff.
Yeah, and a lot of people are using Blender for just to build their everything, and then they just do the artwork on top of it.
Definitely getting used more and more as a professional.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's cross.
That's good.
That's cool. So, how inspiring it was to just be a student here, to be in this like creative surrounding. It was really, really cool. The library is right here, and I actually spent a lot of time in the library because this is gonna really make me sound old. But in the 90s, there was this brand new technology called the internet. And you could just, I mean, they have all the books and stuff, but you could sit down and you could just type stuff in.
Oh yeah, I mean that's
Stuff
stuff
that,
exciting.
well, and stuff that they didn't have in books as much. So if you wanted to get into comic books and concept art, like now they have all kinds of books on that stuff. Back
Right.
then, they only had like you can draw comics the Marvel way. But even then, that book didn't tell you where do you send your samples? Like, how do you actually break in? It didn't really have any of that. So now they've got more of it, but super, super cool. Getting started, like most people would go out for lunch and I would just jump right to the computers. Let's see, down and up. So let's go over here.
I mean, it's got to be really cool with the fresh new technology. There's a lot of breakthroughs in the industry while you're in school. Like, that's the perfect time.
For sure. So this is, I used to sit, oh my gosh, right here used to be like a bunch of computers. You can probably see that table worn down. That was 20-some-year-old Matt Busch sitting at a computer, like looking up Star Wars information and all kinds of stuff. This mural here is made by Keith Haring, super famous artist. He died of AIDS in the 80s, but you've seen his work everywhere. You recognize the really cool people. Right here, we're going down, there's a theater. I don't know if we'll be able to see it, but they just redid the theater, and Michael Bay was one of the people that I think tested it and like was on the board for the sound and stuff. Michael Bay graduated from here. He went to school here. So did David Fincher. Anyway, there's some people there. Maybe when we come back around, we'll take a peek. So there's all kinds of classrooms here, classrooms upstairs. I was telling James earlier about the very first class I had for head drawing was in this hallway. And it was an epic fail because during the time I was a student at Macomb, I used to have long hair. And there were multiple times that teachers would pull me aside and they'd say, you know, Matt, you seem like a nice guy. You're really good at art. But I gotta tell you, no one's ever gonna hire you with that long hair.
Really?
Yeah. So I wanted the world to know that I was serious. So when I moved out here, I waited until the night before classes started, and I got drunk. I drank a bunch of Jack Daniels, and my roommates cut off all my hair. So I rode my bike up the mountain, as you guys saw getting up here. So I was all hot and sweaty, you know, by the time I got up here. And I actually walked in right up over here. I'll show you if it's still there. Went to the drinking fountain to take a drink, and Cam, you probably know exactly what this is like. But I went up to the drinking fountain, and I went like this. There was nothing there. I was like, oh no.
Exactly. I know that feeling. I was doing that a lot with glasses too when I got my glasses.
So, then I went into my first classroom, and there was a bunch of dudes that looked like Cam that had long hair and stuff. So I walked over, and I was gonna be like, what's up, bro? What's going on? You know, because I thought I was gonna, but then I realized, oh my gosh, like I don't have any. Here's the fateful drinking fountain. Right, this is where I came in, right over here. Here's the drinking fountain, and
and its legacy endures.
oh my gosh. So then, here's the worst part about it. Went into the classroom. It was one of those rooms right around the corner there. Went into the classroom, sat down all by myself, not next to the cool kids. And then the teacher walks in, hair down to his butt. He was like a surfer guy. He goes, all right, class, this is Head Drawing 101. I'm your teacher, August Busch. And I was like, no, what did I do?
Did you ever grow back?
Not really, because my hair was already kind of thinning out, so it was bound to happen sooner or later anyway. So here is entertainment design, and I love the variety of, you know, stuff that's super realistic, like this. Like, look at this, James. This is so cool here. But then, right? But then look at this up here. This is like Spider-Verse with the flat colors and all of the halftones and the dot matrix and stuff. Isn't that wild? I love that. I love the variety of super rendering where it's almost photographic and then like style. So cool. right, so I have a great, as we're kind of browsing through here, I have a great art center story about how I was almost classmates with Keanu Reeves. Now, he never went into art or anything like that, but believe it or not, there was actually a class, one semester, they would always have a new, for your like film credit, like watching films and stuff, they always had some crazy different thing where all of the movies you would watch would be in that group. So one semester, it was the films of Keanu Reeves was the class. Now, at the time, you know, Keanu Reeves was just, and The Matrix wasn't out yet or anything like that. At the time, he was just in movies like Bill and Ted and Parenthood. He was known as the whoa guy, right? Okay. So he wasn't really, and then he was in Point Break, but then he was in a lot of movies. His career was kind of tanking at the time.
Scanner Darkly was underrated.
Fair. But we're actually going to backtrack this way as I tell this story. So I just want to look at this though. This is like, dude, this is straight out of like Aladdin 3477. Isn't that wild? So cool. Okay. So I was going to take this class, the films of Keanu Reeves, but then I saw the semester after was haunted house films. And I was like, oh, I'm going to do that. Forget Keanu Reeves.
Well, he was teaching it?
No.
Oh.
But I was going to do I registered for the haunted house one. Turns out Keanu Reeves heard about the class and signed up for it. Took the class, the films of Keanu Reeves.
Oh my God.
And MTV came out one of the classes and filmed the whole thing. And I was like, no. So I remember, I'll show you up there later, but I remember when MTV was here, they were interviewing Keanu out in the thing up there. And I was just like, I should have taken the class so I would have been in there and immortalized on MTV. Anyway, lots of fun, very, very cool stuff. Yeah, it's a wild place, but this is kind of the school. There's two schools known for industrial design and concept art and stuff like that. One is actually in Detroit. It's called College for Creative Studies, but that's geared a little bit more towards transportation design. So this is the other school that's just at the top for industrial design. Of course, the specialization here is everything a little more entertainment. So not just design for video games and movies and stuff like that, but also theme parks, because environmental design is a big thing. How do you design roller coasters and all the things? We're gonna shoot through here and upstairs. Should I tell the story? So here's the cafeteria. I'm going to tell the story. I'm not a fighter, right? I'm not an angry person or anything. There was one time I came so close to getting in a real fight. Really? Believe it or not, it was in line for the cafeteria. Let me give the story really quick. I was running late for school, didn't have time to eat, super hungry. Again, 4 miles up the mountain, starving. In my class, when we had a quick break, only 15 minutes, which is not enough time to like actually get food and sit down and stuff. 15-minute break, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so hungry. So I went in line, I grabbed paper plate and scooped on a bunch of scrambled eggs. That's it, just scrambled eggs. I've got a white t-shirt on, so I'm just standing there. Person in front of me, this dude, talking to his buddy, and he keeps like out of nowhere, randomly, telling the story, and his hands just keep flying like this. Now I've got my eggs, so I just keep like, whoa. But then he stops telling the story. So like, okay. So I get back in line, but he keeps like out of nowhere, and I'm just like, whoa. Anyway, at some point, his hand goes like this, and the paper plate just goes, whoosh, and egg, scrambled egg, is just in my white shirt. Oh my God. So he turns around, he's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Blah, blah, blah. He's like, what can I do? So I give him my paper plate. I said, listen, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'm gonna clean off. There's a line of people. Everyone's getting food, and I'm running late. I'm like, can you do me a favor? Just can you grab me some scrambled eggs? Hold my place in line. I'll come back. So I go, but I'm looking to see, like, wait a minute, where's do I use the bathroom here or that? But I turn and look, and I can see his buddy. I can't hear what he's saying, but he's like, and he's like listening to his buddy. I'm like, why isn't he getting me the scrambled eggs? Mm-hmm. Anyway, so I go, I clean off, I come back, and I look, he's not here. He's nowhere to be found. I'm like, what? Anyway, so I'm looking, I turn around, he comes up to me, he's got the paper plate, but there's no eggs on it.
Right.
And he comes, and his buddy's standing right next to him, and he goes, hey, I'm like, where's my scrambled eggs? He looks me right in the face, and he goes, get your own fucking scrambled eggs. And I was like, are you, what? And he was like, yeah, get your own scrambled eggs. Dude, our noses got so close. I was ready, and I'm not a fighter. Dude, I was ready to take my fist and just put it through his teeth.
I mean, deserved, yeah.
Like, what, right? Out of nowhere, there was this little Asian girl named Joy that she appeared out of nowhere, like Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I just remember her, like, our noses were so close. I was ready to just take this guy down. I was so I was not hungry, I was hangry. Joy appears like out of nowhere. She just wrote, and she was little, but so on her tippy toes, and she was like, Matt, it's not worth it. Don't do it. You're stronger than this. Let it go. Everything. It took every fabric of my being to just slowly turn with yellow all over my white shirt and just slowly do the walk of shame back to class. No breakfast. Anyway, that happened.
Bigger man than me, I would have grabbed him right by the Adam's apple and just slammed his head into the metal.
So it's a little bit different, but used to kind of come through here, and there was the scrambled eggs you could kind of get here. You had to wait till all right. Anyway, all right, come on. This here is a student store. Obviously, it's not going to have the cheapest prices in the world, but you are going to find some things in here you normally would not find in an art store. Let's go take a look. Hello.
Copic markers.
Very cool.
It's very good pencils.
Yeah, you'll find cool stuff like smooth. All the things. Look at all the gesso. Like, there are no stores that normally carry this much gesso.
Oh, yeah, it's got
So happy. And the good stuff. Hey Cam, get your own fucking eggs.
I mean, everybody needs to joy in their life. I think I would have taken a different route.
Punch him right in the throat, that's all I would have.
Oh, I can't think of so many cool. Look at some of these cool sketchbooks. Like, look at this. This is all black paper for using like white color pencils and stuff.
Right.
And look at this. It's mini. Oh, oh, dude. Speaking of mini, look at this. Oh my God.
Even smaller. Actually, you'll find this interesting. While I was at Lightbox, I bought myself a new wallet that
look
has
at
a
that.
sketchbook in it.
Oh my God.
Right.
Very nice.
You can fit a little pencil in there, and if you're just waiting, you can just
Love
get
it.
going. Yeah.
Bust out some ideas.
I'm excited to fill it up.
So here's the thing, honestly, that I feel, and this was true when I was a student here as well. So this is the Art Center College of Design, premier art school. Cam, what do you think about the merch that they have?
Well, I wouldn't get it.
Maybe
I
it's,
mean-
is it intentionally like that?
I think it's probably maybe pretentious. Like, instead of actually designing something, instead of actually having something artistic, we're just going to use Helvetica. Let's just call it Art Center. And
Jim would-
and the giant orange dot.
Jim would buy this.
Jim would? Jim Toe? Really? I'm surprised. A Marvel artist?
He likes the
This is
simple
sequel
stuff.
I just got. I haven't had time to. I
need
haven't
to
had
get
time
the
to look
second
at it yet.
Yeah.
I'll let you borrow it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna.
But it's kind of cool that like look at the
A lot of
store.
these
Like
books
look
were-
at like. Oh my
At Box,
gosh.
They had a bunch of. I'd be wouldn't be surprised if this college would, advertise their bookstore.
They probably had a thing there for
Yeah,
sure.
saw these books here. Was gonna pick up, money-wise.
The art and making of Aladdin 3470. Oh.
Just regular
Nary a 3477 in sight.
this or something.
No?
If it was more exciting for you, I guess.
All right, thanks. You too. All right. So moving on, more fun stuff to show you guys. So out here is this is where I remember I had heard that Keanu Reeves was taking the class. Never saw him in class, but I remember it was a huge MTV setup, and he was being interviewed. Students were being interviewed out here, and so this was the one time. And look at this, isn't this fun? Like, wouldn't you like to be in that class? Just hanging out over there. It's awesome. Love it.
Perfect day. Not too windy.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, now, I don't know if this is actually true. Part of it is true, and then what the other part I'm not sure. So this bridge on this side, during the time I was a student here, everyone called that bridge Suicide Bridge. Allegedly, because this school is so hard and they just lay on the homework, and it's just like, man, it's just so tough on the students. Legend has it that once every couple semesters there's a student that just can't take it. And allegedly, they throw themselves over the side. And this is where they do it. This is where you make the statement that the school is just a little too hard, a little too much work. Not here.
Oh, I was gonna say you wouldn't die from that.
Yeah. It would hurt, but yeah, you probably would die there.
I'd kill myself for less.
Dude, don't even joke about that.
Yeah, we can edit it out.
So anyway, there you can see Pasadena. We're actually going to take a peek a little bit closer. That is where you're staying, yeah. So they shoot a lot of like their films and stuff, like student films. Oh my gosh, I'm afraid of heights, so I don't want to get too close. Don't drop that phone down there. But yeah, that's how I got the nickname. So it was really rough for me during the time I was a student. I actually never got a scholarship the entire time I was here. I tried every single semester. I was poor. I didn't have a car. At the time, the illustration department was really promoting like shock art and stuff that was avant-garde, and stuff that was a lot more edgy. So it was kind of frustrating because I was trying to I wanted to get work creating posters, book covers. I wanted to get into comics, designing video games, all the things. But the students that were getting scholarships, no joke, they were making artwork out of their own poop.
What?
They were making artwork out of their used maxi pads.
Oh boy.
Like all kinds of just like, what I wanted to do is stuff like this. Look
The
at-
juices of
Look
creativity
at
flowing.
this. Like,
Yeah.
this is crazy. Like, look at this. That's so wild.
That is really cool.
Love that. This is the juice. I feel like this is the juice.
Not the juice from the used maxi pads.
No, not that. We're heading this way. So here's more of the like shop classes. This is where they're doing, creating a lot of the molds and the sculpting. Some of it 3D, but of course some of it they learn like actual wood shop. These were classes I had to take. I had a class in here once, and I had a class in here once. For real. Okay, so Matt's story time. During the time that I was a student here, I didn't really fit in. Part of it was because a lot of the students were into the shock art thing. They bought into a lot of that. So that was difficult. Also, I was the only student that didn't have a car, so I couldn't like meet up with people for lunch. So what I would do every day, except for the day that I was so hungry I had to get, or at least I tried to get scrambled eggs. So one day, or what I normally did right here, this is where I would come for lunch, and I would get a can of Mountain Dew, strawberry Pop-Tarts. That was my food for the day. By the way, classes 7 hours long. So I'd be here in the morning all the way till night. So in between, I'd get my,
I know what that's like.
I would get my my Pop-Tart, my Mountain Dew, and this is where I'd go. Follow me. Be more creative every day. So what I'm about to show you is my secret place. Now, during the time I was a student here, it wasn't so secret, or I'm sorry, now it's not so secret, but during the time I was a student here, as far as I know, no one ever went here. There was no evidence that anyone ever went to my secret place. Now you'll be able to tell this is like everyone goes here. Everyone knows about it. I don't know how, because I wanted it to be my secret, but this is where I'd go. Now, I'm gonna get emotional here. I hope I'm not gonna cry. When I was a student here, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. On one hand, it was so inspiring. I was like, just being surrounded by students that were also really, really good. I was soaking up. I had teachers that I didn't really, again, with the shock art and the, you know, the abstract stuff, like I didn't really understand that as much, but for the classes where I was learning really good chops, I really just, it was just so inspiring. But also, it was so rough because everyone, not everyone, but a lot of people back home, you know, like aunts and uncles and friends and stuff that didn't really understand what I wanted to do. They would all say, you know, I don't know, Matt, starving artist, you sure you really want to kind of thing? Yeah. So it was my mission to prove them wrong at the same time, like, oh my God, is this all gonna lead to just me going back home and working for one of the big 3 automotive companies or something like that? Like, to me, it was more important to live in a cardboard box, but to do what I love than to settle. And it was so hard. Also, I didn't know anyone out here. I had like my roommates, but like other than that, no friends, no family, no, I didn't have a framework of like people that I could trust or lean on for help. If something happened where, you know, you have things that happen where you need to call someone, like your car breaks down or whatever. Yeah. Dude, I had no one out. There was no one to call. Yeah. Like, I had to figure out what I was gonna do.
Is there an herb garden out here?
So, trust me, none of this was here. This
was like
all
rosemary
during the time I was a student.
Cacti. Sorry, go on.
So come on. So, every day, by myself, I would come out here and I would take in the view. This is the San Fernando Mountains here, over here. Yeah. I don't know if those are snake holes. I don't know what they are. There are mountain lions up here. Oh.
Yep.
And up in the mountains over there.
It's okay, I can fight one.
Yeah, I know that's a trick. You just have to outrun them people. Outrun your brain.
about the mountain lions? Watch your step.
Oh yeah. Cat poop.
All right. Kevin Costner lives right up there.
Oh wow.
San Fernando Mountains over here.
Wait, Kevin Costner lives right over there?
I don't remember which house, but everyone would say that he lives up there. This is downtown Pasadena. So this is kind of the stretch on Colorado Boulevard. Also right here you can see the Rose Bowl. There's kind of buildings in front of it, but there's a big circular, you can see like the stuff there, that's the Rose Bowl. So beautiful. At times, depending in the winter, it'll still be nice and warm like this. You will see snow on the mountains right over there, which is wild.
It is cool.
So here's the thing. I would come out here every day. I'll try not to cry, but it was like, oh my gosh, it was so emotional because I was at a crossroads and I didn't know what's going to happen. Where am I going to be? Am I ever going to have a family? Am I ever going to find the one? Who is she? Where is she? Sometimes I would see the moon over there. And like, this is like, so, I know this is like over dramatic, but I would be like wondering, like, my family, can they see the same moon? Are they looking at the moon right now too? And are they wondering, like, I wonder if Matt's looking at the moon, right? It's so sad. But it was also inspiring because it just, man, it lit the fire under my butt. And I was like, I am going to work harder than anyone else. I am going to do it. I'm going to give it my all. And I think that's the thing for my career. Am I the best artist? Not even close. Am I the best filmmaker? Not even close. But I'll tell you what, I give it my all. And that fills me with what I need. And I'm never the best. I don't know that anyone ever is, but I have the pleasure in knowing I'm doing my best. I'm giving it my all, and what you see is what you get. It's my best, and that makes me feel good. For better or worse, it's me. It's got my name on it. It's got my signature, right? Worthy of your signature. And so anyway, so every time I come out here, it's kind of magical, and I just remember. I remember the sadness. Anyway. Thank you guys so much for joining me and Cam on this tour. And Cam, I want to hear all about Lightbox Expo. Oh my God, we've got some chatting to do.
I got some stories.
Awesome.
Oh, I thought he was going to do it right now. Okay.
Oh no.
Anyway,
Friend
thank you guys so much for checking out this tour, and lots of really cool videos coming up. Can't wait to share them with you. See you guys soon. Bye.
Later. Let's get a selfie right here.
Oh, yeah.
After that whole speech. Man, I was already fired up. Why'd you have to do that, man?